Hello and welcome back to day 3 of reading the King James Version of the Bible. Just to show you what I'm working with, this is my print. The first 2 chapters were literally just on this first page. They got it onto 600 pages. So I got this tattered, worn out Bible with some of the pages falling out, but I got it all together, and I'm going to keep it until I find another one that is of acceptable size and weight, because lots of churches try to give me a good Bible, and they're like 5 pounds, and I'm not sticking that in my backpack. Not when I can do something like this. It's the same words. Anyway, let's get started. So, Genesis chapter 3. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye shall die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, which her and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. And they heard a voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves for the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden, from the presence of the word of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldn't eat? And man said, The woman who thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon the belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. That's Jesus, everybody. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception in sorrow. Thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it thou wast taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also and to his wife did the Lord God make coats of skin, and clothe them. And the Lord God said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden, to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and a flaming sword, which turned every way to keep the way of the tree of life. So that's been the Bible reading for today. This kind of sets the tone for the rest of the Bible. Chapter 3, the fall, this sets some very important themes. So you got the offspring of Eve, or the son of man, whose heel will be bruised as he crushes a serpent. And, as a Christian, we can obviously relate that to Jesus Christ. But the way God kicks them out of the garden, and he gives them punishments, and this is the beginning of God respecting humans' free will. He gave them the choice to disobey him, and they did, which means they're going to have to do life the hard way. Instead of eating of the tree of life and living forever, they ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and now they're capable of doing wrong and thinking bad thoughts. And that is the original sin that we're all born with. And before he kicks them out of the garden, he gives them both coats that he fashioned out of animal fur, because they were just stitching together fig leaves. It was not sufficient. And this is an act of generosity and kindness. And even in this punishment, God still gives people what they need to go forward and potentially recover and follow him in the future. So he's going to keep picking us back up. And that's what you'll see throughout the rest of the Bible.